Vladimir Putin and his buddies will fall soon. A Russian proverb says, don't bite more than you can chew. And that's exactly what they did by invading Ukraine. Russia now is shaking in fever. Its economy has fallen apart. The social pressure is building, and there are different political clans hungry for power. And the last ingredient, numerous private armies growing in strength. And now there's the feel of change in the air. I think the civil war has started today, and this is not a clickbait whatsoever. Do you know why? Because today, a Russian governor of one of the provinces, Chechnya, gave a blood revenge pledge against three Russian senators, pardon me. And this is the declaration of a civil war in my mind. Howdy, howdy, everyone. My name is Konstantin. Welcome to Inside Russia, where usual Russia is explained by unusual Russian. That's me. Before I start talking about changes in Russia today, I want to share very personal news with you. I thought this morning I had a stroke. The left side of my face was paralyzed, stopped moving, and it was very scary. I was having breakfast and I couldn't chew well. I couldn't move my face, and I was speaking Russian as if I had some chewing gum in my mouth. As actually my Russian has improved since this morning, but English is pretty darn bad. I still am speaking when I speak English, and I'm speaking as if half of my mouth is not moving. So it's pretty scary. You know, part of my face is still somewhat numb. I got very scared and I rushed to a hospital. There's a hospital right next to me, and they ran all kinds of tests on me. I did blood work, ultrasound of my heart, neck, MRI of the brain, cardiogram, and so forth. The good news is there's no stroke, no heart attack. All is in good shape. The bad news is there's something, and they'll be trying to figure that out. And hopefully my speech will return to its best. I'm looking at myself at the screen right now, when I'm seeing that half of my face is still not functioning well. So the doctors and everyone around me, really, the family, the mods, have given me universal advice. Their opinion is, hey, I need to take it easy, they say. The physician looked at me and told me that I was exhausted. So I've been thinking of changing my lifestyle, and this is why I'm sharing this news with me. Well, I'm certainly not going to quit YouTube. You can count on me going live every day. It's just I've got to figure out how to recover and what to do differently from now on. So if I cancel a live stream here or there, please do not throw rocks at me. I usually do that for a reason, and I might be changing the schedule around. I've got to come back to normal physically, because I'm not feeling the greatest right now, and this is the personal news I wanted to share before starting the live stream. And another good news is actually I do have heart, and it is hurting. That's proven by the doctors, and I do have brain in my head. I saw it on a computer screen, so that's good news. So now I'm asking you to like this message. Hit the like button right now. You can always unlike it later. Now, please give me a like in advance. Thank you. So let's get to the message. Boy, it's funny to speak like this. I gotta tell you something. All totalitarian regimes fall sooner or later. When they start falling, they usually fall fast in a matter of days and sometimes hours. But before they fall, it usually takes a very long time for conditions to get right. Years and decades, changes brew slowly. Russia, unfortunately, has become totalitarian, and I believe Russia will change soon. And I think today, October 10th, is a milestone. That's one of those dates that we will be, in the future, we will be turning to. Today, the head of Chechnya, the governor Ramzan Kadyrov, made a public statement of pledging blood revenge on three Russian senators, well, two senators and one oligarch, Suleiman Kerimov, a Russian oligarch. They are Ramzan Kadyrov's competitors in business, he stated that, and they're from neighboring province of Ingushetia. Dagestan and Ingushetia. In this live stream, I want to tell who Ramzan Kadyrov and Suleiman Kerimov are, why they are feuding, and what the possible outcomes are. Let's do it. Now, the participants of the conflict. Ramzan Kadyrov is a very well-known guy, the 40-year-old head of Chechnya province of Russia. He's been at the helm of Chechnya since his father's death in 2005. The short story of Mr. Kadyrov, his father, the Kadyrov the father, he was, Ramzan Kadyrov was always helping his father, Ahmad Kadyrov, since he was little. His father was the chief mullah, the mufti, Muslim priest, in Chechnya in the 90s when Chechnya was fighting for its independence from Russia. It wanted to secede from Russia. There were two wars, first Chechen War and the second Chechen War. He was one of the leaders of the separatists for almost a decade. But then, in the autumn of 1999, Kadyrov the father, the leading figure in the resistance movement then, decided to abandon the insurgency and offered his support to the Russian federal forces. He changed sides, basically. The young new President Vladimir Putin made him the head of Chechnya, and they become somewhat friends. In 2004, Ahmad Kadyrov was assassinated in an explosion. Vladimir Putin made Ramzan Kadyrov, his son, the head of Chechnya, replacing his father. And the rest is history. The Chechnyans now are probably the most powerful force in Russia after Russian armed forces. Ramzan Kadyrov is a strong man. He has created his own army. That is de jure a part of the Russian armed forces, a part of the Ministry of Defense, equipped, trained well, and maintained from the budget of Russian armed forces. But de facto, it takes orders from the head of Chechnya. It's de facto his army. And the Chechens, they mean business. They are scary, okay? They are cruel and fast to execute orders. And everyone in Russia is afraid of them. Even the KGB. And I am personally certainly afraid of them. Hey, I have a family, wife and children, and I don't want them to disappear. So now, the second participant of the conflict is Suleiman Kerimov, a Russian oligarch. This guy right here. Oops, let me show you. So, he is also well known and very powerful, but he is always in the shadows and he never shows his presence, not much at least. Unlike Ramzan Kadyrov, who always acts intimidating and tough. Suleiman Kerimov always has a smile on his face. A few facts about him: he's a typical self made oligarch, born in the 90s, 50-year-old Kerimov, economist by trade, got involved into doing business in the 90s in Dagestan, Russian province that is right next to Chechnya. He founded a bank first. That's a very common story back then. He got involved into oil trading, then into real estate, got politically connected, got hold of a gold mining company, then bought a potash fertilizer plant called Uralkali, one of the biggest in the world. And now Suleiman Kerimov is a well-known, powerful, super rich guy with a net worth of $11 billion, and many yachts, many properties abroad. An interesting fact: in 2017, Kerimov was arrested in France for tax evasion and fraud. He got out on a 20 million euro bail and fled France immediately to return to Russia. In 2018, he was placed under personal sanctions. For 8 years, he was a Russian senator. And today, Ramzan Kadyrov did something very unusual. Okay, he pledged personal vendetta, personal blood revenge onto Suleiman Kerimov and two Russian senators, Kerimov's associates. He did so over the Wildberries. Okay. Now, what is the Wildberries? Before I tell you the story of the Wildberries, I'd love to thank you all for the support. It's a really tough time, you know. I thought it was tough before. Now, with this me speaking not so well, you know, it's even tougher. So thank you everyone who has sent words of support. Thank you everyone who's sent love, prayers. Thank you so much. I guess I'm gonna be needing a lot more of those, you know, your prayers and love. Thank you. So now continue to the Wildberries. Okay. The story of the Wildberries. The Wildberries is Russia's largest online marketplace. It's Russian Amazon. It was founded 20 years ago, literally 20 years ago, on the 10th of October of 2004 by Tatiana and Vladislav Bakalchuk. They did well. In 2021, their net worth was estimated at $13.1 billion. And they were the richest family in Russia and one of the richest families in the world for that matter. I used the Wildberries myself to buy things, and it's great. And everybody in Russia loves it. It's very convenient. It's like Amazon. I thought that the Bakalchuks were totally independent family in Putin's Russia, and I was kind of proud of them, saying, "Hey, even in Putin's Russia, the people can rise from the very bottom to the very top, and he can be self-made." Boy, was I wrong or what. Tatiana and Vladislav divorced, and Tatiana sold her share to Suleiman Kerimov. That's a long story, but I'll try to make it very short. And all of a sudden, Ramzan Kadyrov got mad. He sided with Vladislav, the former husband, and pledged to help him to take the company back, saying that Tatiana defrauded her husband. But Tatiana said, "Hey, look, I have all the paperwork. We divorced, and this is what we agreed on, a long time ago, how to divide the company. So the company is mine." And she sold it to Suleiman Kerimov. There was a hot media exchange of threats widely discussed in Russia, by the way. And then about 4 weeks ago, Vladislav Bakalchuk, reinforced by the Chechnyans, came to the Wildberries office, the HQ, with armed Chechnyans and tried to storm it. I don't really know why, what was his goal. Well, the office was being guarded by the people from the private army of Suleiman Kerimov, the Ingush nationals. Tough guys, you know. Also, the Chechnyans killed two Wildberries guards and one cop, right in the middle of Moscow, right next to the Kremlin. They were all immediately arrested and charged with murder. Vladislav Bakalchuk was charged with murder, of organizing a criminal group, of an armed robbery, etc. And he was charged, well, he was facing up to 25 years in prison. One day later, they all were released from prison and basically forgiven. The charges were dropped against Vladislav Bakalchuk, and the others, well, they disappeared. They went to Chechnya. It was done with the help of Attorney General's office. Well, remember I told you, Ramzan Kadyrov is a very powerful man. He basically organized all of that. So then the issue went off public. It means it usually means when people start conducting negotiations behind the curtain. Russian propaganda stopped talking about it. All the media just dropped this news. That's it, as if it never happened. 3 people, 2 security guards, and a police officer murdered in the center of Moscow, and no one is talking about that. As if it never happened. And today, Ramzan Kadyrov, about 4 weeks after, pledged the blood revenge on Suleiman Kerimov. It means, usually this pledge means that the person who pledges will not rest until the other person is dead. Check this out. This is what happened today. This Russian flag is the governor of Russian Federation of one of the provinces, and basically he staged a meeting. He got all his strong men together. You see this siloviki, the heads of government agencies that answer to him directly. His private army man. It's a mighty powerful force, let me tell you, in Russia. And he had a speech. The speech was very long. There's a 9-minute recording. And he talked about different things. But check this out. Tough guys. Well, I'm not going to show you the whole speech, but basically, Ramzan Kadyrov said, look, there's blood revenge unto Suleiman Kerimov. I am Chechnyan and I will take what is mine. Things like that. And it was televised, and you can find it in his Telegram channel, and it's made the news all over Russian media. Okay, so this is official. TASS even talked about it. The Bakalchuks, Tatiana and Vladislav Bakalchuki, they became, this is the couple. I guess that was made, this picture was made when we were still together. They became the catalysts. Their business, although a very large business, but this is just a business, okay, one of the companies in Russia. So their business has become the turning point of Russian history. To me, this is it. This is the beginning of the big unrest. Not just 2 leaders are fighting, and one of the leaders is pledging the blood revenge onto another one. It's two provinces will be clashing. North Caucasus is a very explosive region. People who live there, they're hot-blooded. Remember people of Dagestan hunting the Jews on the plane that landed to refuel from Tel Aviv to Moscow, on the way to Moscow, exactly 1 year ago. Remember that? That's Dagestan. Imagine those people going into war. Now, when USSR was falling apart, they were local wars. I call them the civil wars. It all started in Nagorno Karabakh in 1988. Then it spread all over to the USSR and in the republics of the USSR. There was a huge conflict in Fergana Valley in Uzbekistan. The Soviet government, including all-powerful KGB, lost control. And when you lose control, you lose your power next. Gorbachev, and not just Gorbachev, but, all those who were ruling the USSR, they could not regain control. They lost power, they lost the country disintegrated. There are two theories widely discussed right now about what's going on with Ramzan Kadyrov and Suleiman Kerimov. One theory is that all is real. Ramzan Kadyrov means business, and he speaks from his heart, okay? And another theory is that it is being orchestrated by the Kremlin. The Kremlin wants to take attention away from real problem, the war, and a lot of people from the Caucasus got mobilized and killed. And right now there's a lot of... Gosh, it's not easy to speak like this. Holy moly. Never had this before. Anyway, so there is anti-colonial mood in the Caucasus right now. They're saying, who are we fighting for? Why our men are dying? For who? For what? Fighting Ukrainians? For Russians? Why Russians fighting Ukraine? Things like that, okay? So, and that has a tendency of increasing in size, and the Kremlin is very afraid of that. So they decided to create a local conflict between two business people and attract all attention of the Caucasus people into this conflict. And then later on, they will somehow resolve it, okay? And that's how they try to control the situation. So this is theory number 2. Even if it's true, no, I don't know which one is true or not. I don't know which one of 2 is truth, okay? It's either 1 or 2, but in any way, in either way, it doesn't matter. Even if it's being orchestrated by the Kremlin, it's the precedent for others. It's not just the Caucasus in Russia. If you look at the map, it's huge, and there are different nations, different people, indigenous people live in Russia. Tiva, Yakutia, the Far East, Ingushetia in the Caucasus, Karelia up north, they're, those people not Russian, okay? And there was an unrest and protests in Bashkiria, in Ufa region, near the city of, well, not near, but in Bashkortostan, okay, that's how it's called. Right, correctly. In Russia, we just call it Bashkiria. About 1 year ago, when I covered that topic, there were protests against local government. Okay, people demanded freedom, and people demanded the right to protest the decisions of the government. There were arrests and there were deaths, okay, in prison. So this is small fires with little bit of smoke all over Russia. And what Russian government is doing if it is showing that a precedent is taking place. Okay, they're playing with fire, and sooner or later the fire will get out of control. And I think this is it. It's going to get out of control because look, Kerimov and Kadyrov, very strong men. They have their own private armies, and if clashes begin, and they already began in Moscow, in the center of Moscow, 2 Ingush people were killed, and there were protests, there were mass burial took place in Ingushetia, and it was very heated, okay? Something like that happens again, no one knows what will follow. So I think this is it. I think the genie is out of the bottle. I think the Russian government has gone too far, and I think it is quickly losing control. I will keep on informing you of the developments, what's going to happen. It's going to be hell of a fall and winter in Russia. I'm pretty sure of that. And I would like to remind you that I cover such news on Patreon, make them available to patrons every single day. 9 news, 54 news a week. So if you want to get updated, to be on top of things happening in Russia, you know where to go. Become patron of Inside Russia, and you'll have access to all the news you need. Thank you so much. It's been my message. I would like to turn the live stream chat on. I want to take it a little easier today. Very new situation. I was speaking Russian much better than I'm speaking English. I don't know why. Look funny in the screen too. Anyway, I invite everyone to go into a live stream chat, and I'll try to answer your questions. And words of encouragement would be nice. The doctors are saying it is reversible, so I'm not gonna stay like this for the rest of my life. But this is scary. Thanks for the likes and the hearts. Thank you so much. Thank you, mods. Fantastic to see everyone. Get your comments closer. It just keeps getting better and better. Our immigration status is up in the air. We don't know where to go. I'm demonetized, and now this. Just when is it going to stop? Howdy, friends. Howdy. Great to see everyone. Thank you, mods, for coming. Thank you so much. As usual, if you want me to notice your message easier, your question easier, please put it in all caps and put Inside Russia after @ just like Life Motif did. And in case you're here for the first time, please know that Inside Russia is the best community on YouTube, and it certainly is the best community because of the assistance and help and the guidance of the moderators. Mommy, Lorna, Mommy K, Dirk, Bob S, Harry Potter, and Amir Fazat. Gosh, I'm not thinking straight. Did I call everyone? Lorna, Mommy, Bob, Amir, Harry, and Dirk. It's pretty scary if it happens to my speech. What if it happens to the way I think? That's just wow. Werner Heiko, could Chechnya go his own way against Putin? Well, that's what my live stream is about. I think this is the start of the civil war, and I think what's going to happen is unpredictable now. But Chechnyans already have experience of two wars against Russia, of two wars for independence, the first Chechen war and the second. The Chechen army is right now is equipped so much better than it was before in 1993. It's got 75 excellent, well-trained fighters, the best equipment, probably best in Russia, the most modern. I would be worried if I were Putin. There are many families in Chechnya who all have some interests of their own besides Kadyrov, assuming the price is right, maybe paid in yen. I don't know. That I cannot answer you. Is there a risk? Yes, there is. The history tells us there's a great risk there. Whether maybe they paid in yen, maybe, maybe not. That I have no clue. Theresa Mayer's Bell's palsy. That's what I heard. Quite a few times here today already. It just doesn't sound too great, you know. Harry says, I hope and pray everything changes well. Thank you. Bell's palsy, fractal entanglement. That's probably what I have, but the doctors will tell tomorrow. I certainly did not have a stroke. My brain is fine. My heart is fine. My blood sugar did everything, all the tests today, everything pretty much fine. Neurologist said it could be something with my nerve that controls the movements of the face. That's probably what Bell's palsy is. But she said it's, cured by pills, and there's gotta be some exercise, special exercises, Sam, howdy. Average AI, what kind of sickness do you have? I don't know yet. Well, thank goodness I don't have stroke, but I certainly do have something not good. Thank you. Alpha shaving works. Thank you so much. Andrew Harrison, Bell's palsy, which is viral infection, which is reversible. I really hope so, and you recover soon. Thank you. Kevin, thank you so much. I don't know. Lorna and Mommy have been very strict with me, saying, hey, you gotta take a break, you gotta take it easier. And my wife has joined that company, the company of three right now. Okay. My mom doesn't know. She's not seeing me right now because YouTube is blocked in Russia. But if she saw, she'd be calling me right now, and, that'd be a company of four. And then she would be the leader, and she probably would be screaming at me. And it's like, I'm gonna come over tomorrow and make sure. Keith from Hawaii, thank you so much. Whiskers 4, please take the time to take care of yourself. The work is important, but please take the time you need to rest. We can watch Perun. Okay, thank you. Wayne Wallace, change where you get your tea from. Wayne, I'm very careful about where I get my tea from. Trust me, the tea is absolutely clean. That's the first thing I thought a couple years ago when this possibility arose that KGB would be paying close attention to me. Ludek, thank you so much. Pinda, the peanut, well, most likely, because everything else has been ruled out, but tomorrow. They gotta tell me, you know, Ferrari guy, good to see you. It's rare. Only about 2,000 people a year in the USA get it. Takes a bit to resolve, but not too long. Well, sounds good. Marrow Cat, Richard H, thank you so much. Nanib, I had Bell's palsy, similar to what's happening to you. I'm fine now. Sending thoughts for a speedy recovery. Thank you so much. Well, that sounds promising. Sounds good. Us, does Kadyrov even really care what happens in Ukraine? He says he does, but, go figure. I think he cares about one thing and one thing only, and that's exactly the thing that Putin cares about. D, your wife can't become a German citizen. She could. She can, technically, but it's a very long process. We give it a thought. Her cousin right now has been approved for German citizenship. Like, he presented all the evidence that he is German, and that's my wife's mom's sister. Okay, so that the blood relation there. They've been waiting. They've passed all the exams, German language and so forth, but they've been waiting for an interview to a German embassy for like 2.5 years. There are rumors that the Germans have stopped taking Russians, the German Russians with German origins, perhaps due to the war, but still, they have not been called for the final interview. They've been waiting for over 2 years now, 2.5 years. So if we go through the process, it might take 6-7 years now. Janos, my first thought was is FSB poisoning YouTubers now? Well, you never know. You sound the same and look very slightly different. To me, I sound so different. I don't know why I sound the same to you. Let me just turn on the. Janos, my first thought was is S. I can't control the letter S. It sounds different. Patskali from Finland, howdy. Andrew Hodson, thank you so much. Leitmotif. You still look like you had a stroke, but during the stream the facial palsy improved. Please rest more. Listen to your body. I slept for a few hours. That's why I'm doing the stream. If I didn't sleep, I wouldn't have been doing it right now. So I slept. I woke up recently. I'm well rested, Just Terry, I did not expect you to have a chat today. Well, I couldn't disappoint you, Terry. Paul Wright, send in prayers. Thank you so much. Thank you, brother. Okay, so I sound the same to you, but to me, I sound so different. It's the S sound. I can't. That's. Anyway. All right, it's enough about me. Let's talk about you in Florida. Survived with no issues. Thank you, dog lover. I hope that everyone is fine. I prayed for Florida yesterday. I was watching. We have many friends living in Florida. I don't know if you watched my live stream yesterday, but yesterday was very tough for us because Natasha was really scared. She said, look, millions of people are going to die in Florida. According to this lady, I heard her, she said that everyone who did not evacuate is going to die. Basically, guaranteed 100%. I said, well, I'm gonna place a bet with you, okay, that not too many people are going to die. And as far as I understand, I mean, that's just a regular hurricane, a big one too, but Florida, I mean, it happens once in so many years often, It's not like the first time. I do see the devastation all over the state, but I believe in the United States. I believe that Americans are very United Nations and nation, and they come together and rebuild. That's one of the strength that America has. All come together, all help each other, and then see what happens. It's an infection on a facial nerve. Beam, thank you. Where does it come from? Andrew Baker, thank you so much. Moro, good comment. Take it easy. It can affect mental health if you stay too invested in all of this and you take matter very seriously. You need a break every now and then come back in full swing. That's exactly what's been happening to me. I've been taking the war in Ukraine very, very, very personally. It all goes through my heart. I lived in Ukraine for over 1 year. I worked with the Ukrainians for so long. I know the country, I know the people. I have many friends still. And knowing that my country is bombing Ukraine, that hurts right here. Okay, and in every single stream it shows. And something bad they do, extra bad. I mean, it's like they do every day something bad to Ukraine, that hurts. But then the second thing that is very stressful is that me fleeing Russia and my family fleeing Russia. I have kids who have no home, and that's not good. I stop thinking of this never. I personally don't have any home. I lost my country. I was betrayed by my country, kicked out. My wife doesn't have a home. I feel responsible for everyone. Responsible not just providing day to day stuff, money and food and shelter, but for the future. And at times, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what to do. I had a plan and it didn't work out in July, crashed, and for the future, plan I had, and just didn't work out, and then it was a blow, and then Oля was denied visa twice, and it was a blow. That was a lot of stress, trust me. And demonetization came, demonetized from YouTube. That's not very. Well, it adds stress, a lot of stress. And now this, and I'm at times scared, But keep on going. What can I say? I can't relax. I have to. If I relax, I fall down and die. I gotta keep on walking because everyone is behind me. I'm pushing. I'm pulling everyone. I'm responsible for them. And then there's some people here in Tashkent who are not part of my family, but I am also feel responsible for them, and this all is adding up. So, can it affect my mental health? So far, so good. I don't know. I hope not. Well, it certainly has affected my face, like this, Fudge. Craig Hughes, seriously, you look exactly like my friend. It looked like Bell's palsy, stress-induced sudden onset of symptoms causes damage to a facial nerve. Well, friends, I gotta tell you this. No, 6,800 people listening to me. I went to a doctor and they confirmed I have a heart and it's hurting. And they also confirmed I have brain. So I have a little bit of brain at least. They showed me the picture of it after MRI. And I'm not faking this. You know, you can't fake this shit. This is the proof that I take exactly as I say, everything through my heart. Okay, and it's building up stress. And this is what the stress looks like. It's right in my face. You need to rest and not keep chat going. Lorna, but I feel absolutely fine in terms of like I slept for quite a few hours. Thank you. All right. Well, you know what? I gotta listen to Lorna. Just a couple more questions, and I gotta wrap it up. Terry, life is unpredictable. That's for sure. Dirk, give a couple minutes. You know, the left side is paralyzed on your face. Well, I see that. Thank you. Uh, Kev Sullivan, I hope I don't need a brain surgery. I hope not. Do you think Chechnya would fight for or with Ukraine? No, no. Chechnya is for himself, for itself, by itself, you know. Facial nerve physiotherapy is a thing. Well, they told me, you know, I'm certainly going to be doing that. D, I can't answer your question. Studio Shoe 8, thank you. Mark Hunter, thank you so much. Morrow Cat, is ISIS still going on? I have not heard of ISIS lately. It's not a thing. Rick Marvelo Shelley, could Manchuria leave Russia? I've been talking about that for a long time. Manchuria, I am pretty sure, will leave Russia sooner or later, but not. It will not leave. It will be taken. Guido Sarducci, thank you so much. Okay. Griberinov, interesting. I just saw a TikTok of motorcade of police and ambulances racing towards the Kremlin. Don't know anything has happened in Russia. Putin is not in the Kremlin. Kremlin is basically a big museum and it's empty. All important people, the decision makers, are not in the Kremlin. So I'm pretty sure it's like an old TikTok video or something like that. Let me just check Russian news if anything is breaking. No, I'm not seeing anything. No, nothing on importance. All right, friends, I'm gonna be wrapping up. Um, Harry, you're absolutely right. Have had a couple lately. Yes. Thank you, friends. Thank you. I invite everyone to pray along with me as usual. Thank you so much. Um, let's do that. Tomorrow, I don't know whether it's going to be a live stream or not. Depending on how I feel, I will try to perhaps do a video. If not, then it's going to be either Saturday or Sunday. But I'll keep you informed of what is going to be changed about my streaming schedule, how and when, and please keep on tuning in. Thank you so much for coming. I invite everyone to finish this live stream in a prayer. Let's do it. Dear Lord Jesus Christ, thank you so much for this day. that everything you have given us. Thank you for the food that you've placed on our tables and the roofs that you've put over our heads. Thank you for the loved ones, our families, the people who surround us, who love us, and who we love. Please give us wisdom to keep the skies above our children's heads healthy and peaceful and safe. Please give us wisdom to raise our children in a way that when they grow up and become adults, they will never fight in any war and they will make this world a better place. For now, please keep them healthy and safe. Dear Lord, please help Ukraine. Stop the bloodshed that's been happening in the country for 2.5 years. Please help people who have been affected by the terrible tragedy. Answer the prayers, make their wishes come true. Reach out and touch the hearts and souls of those who are responsible for the bloodshed. Please help my country, Russia, assemble your strongest angels with sharpest swords into one big powerful army. Have Saint Michael lead it and have them all come down to the earth and get rid of the demons who have hijacked my country, who we know by their faces and by their names. Send your angels to Russia so they help good people to run the country, make it peaceful and loving and respecting. Please help everyone in need, help everyone who has been affected by the hurricane in Florida and inclement weather all over the world, and the hurricanes everywhere, in other places too. Send your angels to help everyone who needs help. Help single mothers and fathers raising their children, trying to make ends meet. Please bless those who are helping Ukrainians. Dear Lord, please help everyone who is sick, homeless, jobless, addicted, hungry, cold, depressed, lost, feels abandoned and alone, crying, hurting, betrayed. Please touch everyone's hearts and fill their hearts with love. Show them that you're with them, taking helping them with every single step they take. Please help everyone in need. Dear Lord, I would like to ask you for people who need help. They are Ann Larson, Jeffrey S. and his family, Alex, Mark, Tom W., J.R. McKim, Gabin with Gary, Lisa, Harry and his family, Terry, John, Linda, Paula, Dennis, Jason, Susie, Tim, Dory, Rhonda, John, Taylor, Wayne, Dave, Dawn, Darla, George, Pamela, Meta, David, Leif, Randolph, Grace, Dean and his church, Yelena, Natasha, Michael, Jake, Oля, Dasha, Sky, Svetlana, Sergey, Liz, Ron, Liz, Koshkin Dom, Sandra, Mike and Mike, Petra, Joseph, Melissa, Jodes, Millie, and Philip. Again, please help everyone who is suffering or recovering from a hurricane that devastated Florida, Mexico, and Cuba. Please help everyone. Thank you so much, dear Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Thank you, friends. I would like to remind you that you are absolutely awesome and you rock. Lorna and Mommy, please don't be too tough on me. I will see you soon. I don't know when, tomorrow, perhaps the day after tomorrow. I don't plan on canceling anything if I don't feel too bad. So we'll see. Thank you. Before I finish the live stream, as usual, I would like to invite everyone to say, along with me, the usual, our usual. And that is Carthago delenda est.